I'm going to be answering the question on should you ever take an ex back. There's people that believe both sides. There's people that are like, no, an ex is an ex for a reason. And then there's different people and mainly like breakup coaches that are like, yeah, you absolutely should take an ex back. I believe both sides. I believe an ex is an ex for a reason if they've done things that warrant them staying in your past. And then I also believe that it's okay to get back with an ex as long as certain things take place. If you're going through a breakup right now, or if you're wanting to know if you should take an ex back, watch this video to the end because I'm going to be talking about my outlook on it. Again, I believe both sides, and I'm going to explain each side from my perspective. The first one is no, an ex is an ex for a reason. There's a ton of people that believe this. For whatever reason why they do believe that, they must have experienced enough trauma from this partner, whether they've gotten cheated on, whether they're just bitter, spiteful, or whatever happened, they believe no, once you get broken up with, or once you do the breaking up with, that's it, you never go back. In situations where this is assuming your partner, both man or woman, did something like malicious, like if they were a narcissist, very small percentage of the population is narcissist. A lot of people will accuse someone who has an avoidant attachment style of being a narcissist because people with avoidant attachment styles lean, they have like narcissistic tendencies because they're more, I care pretty much about myself, just like a narcissist would. But if you really dated a narcissist, that's someone who's like, basically they're better than you, they're going to treat you like dog shit, and they're very selfish. And yeah, I would never want to get involved with someone like that again. If the person that you dated cheated on you, that tells you that they're not capable of being loyal for whatever reason, then no, I would never want to get back with them. A relationship, a monogamous relationship, is between two people. There is an agreement on your love stays between two people. If they're going off and, fucking someone else, no, I would never want that person back. That's not someone that's even capable of being in a relationship long term. There are other factors where I think it's going to depend on your own personal circumstances on if you should get back together with them or not. And I think a lot of that might come down to answering the next question is yes, or the next part of the question is yes, you should get back with an S, or it's okay to get back with an ex as long as they meet a certain criteria. I'm a big believer that if someone broke up with you, they ended the relationship, they have to fix it. It is not your job to do the begging, chasing, pleading, and wanting them back. I get when you're going through a breakup, that's going to be very hard to do because rejection breeds obsession. So even if you were in a relationship, like I could look at several of mine in the past and know I wasn't happy, but I stayed in those relationships. Once I was broken up with, that girl became the greatest thing ever. I was like, no, I need to get her back. And this happens to both men and women when we are the ones getting broken up with because we're immediately going through a grieving process. We're in a state of shock. And it's not until time takes place where we go through that grieving process that we start realizing, hey, you know what, maybe things weren't as good as I thought they were. I'm probably better off like this. That's what happens, usually when you get broken up with, if that's why, you're wanting that person back so much. But they broke it. They have to be the ones to fix it, meaning they need to be the ones coming back into your life, agreeing to your terms, proving to you that they made a mistake and they want to rebuild what you guys have. So if they come back in your life, but you are still having to be the one to pursue them, first of all, you're already making a mistake because they pushed you away and you're trying to get them back so they know that they don't even have to come back if they don't want to. But if they're not proving to you or they're making it difficult to see them, then no, then it's leave them in the past until they start complying with your terms and conditions to getting back into your life. Okay, you're giving them another opportunity to win you back. The second thing is, if you're the one that got broken up with, people, for the most part, we will do more to avoid pain than we will to gain pleasure. This is why I and many other men who go through heartbreak typically become a better man at the end of that tunnel because we're going to do things to improve our lives. And this, I mean, I'm not the first man that's ever said that. I think every man that goes through a breakup can agree that going through a breakup, while it hurts, it's one of the greatest things that can ever happen to us, because we're going to do things that we wouldn't normally do because we're so emotionally charged that we want to, we whatever it is, whether we want to make our ego like, fuck you, I'm going to become a better person for myself, or because I want to win you back, or whatever. Men typically, like, our lives get better through heartbreak. I think every man needs to go through a heartbreak at some point in time so they can experience what it's like when you're that heartbroken, bro. You will your focus is just phenomenal, man. You will accomplish so many different things. I am somebody, like, I started a new and fulfilling career because of my last heartbreak. I'm so thankful for it, man. I know more about women today because of this heartbreak than I ever did in the past, and now I help other men understand this so you guys don't have to go through the same pain like I did. I am living proof that heartbreak will make you into a better man. The person getting broken up with is usually doing the work on themselves to become a better person. But if your partner that's trying to come back is not doing the work on themselves, or if they're not willing to do the work on themselves, then I need you to understand that that relationship dynamic is going to be the exact same. So whatever problems you guys had in that relationship, if both parties are not doing the work on themselves, and by that I mean going to therapy, reading books, taking courses or classes or whatever, just learning about their attachment styles. Relationships, at the end of the day, scientifically boil down to someone's attachment style. Ideally, we want both partners to learn how to become secure, but most relationships fall into the anxious avoidant trap. And I can look back at my relationships, and I have a history of dating emotionally unavailable women, avoidance, whereas that makes me more on the anxious side. So I have had to work to become secure. So where now, if I see somebody that displays avoidant characteristics or emotional unavailability, that really turns me off at this point in time. And I've talked to a few different girls since my past breakup that display that type of behavior. And I'm like, that's not okay with me. Because if I go back to that, then I'm regressing to the person that I was before. And then I know I deserve better. I know what kind of love I want. And if I go back to that, I'm regressing. Your partner, if they broke up with you, chances are they don't think they need to do any work on themselves, at least at the point in time, because everyone goes through a grieving process. So your partner eventually will grieve losing you as a partner, even though they were the ones that broke up with you. If you guys were like emotionally bonded together, both people will go through like a type of heartbreak. Theirs won't be as severe, but I just want you to know that at some point in time, they will get to that point. This is why exes come back around, because they're grieving. They're missing what they had. That's why that happens if you didn't know. That's why I say at first, they're likely not going to be working on themselves, but once they hit that point and they come back in your life, if they're proving to you that they want to come back into your life, great. And then at some point in time, when you guys have a discussion of getting back together, because when the ex comes back in your life, you just want to hang out, have fun, hook up, and then just take things slow. And if you guys do get to that point in time again where you guys talk about getting back together, that's where you need to have the conversation, okay, of what are we going to do to make sure that our problems this time around do not continue, okay? Because if you're dating someone who's avoidant, they don't know how to communicate. You're trying to get back into a relationship with someone who isn't avoidant. When you have this conversation, that's when their avoidant tendencies are going to come out, and you're going to know right then and there if the relationship is going to be the same or if they're willing to work on it. Now, if they are avoidant and they do agree to working on it, they need to be proving to you that they're doing something to learn about their attachment style and to learn about how they behave inside of relationships. It's one thing to agree to do something, because a lot of avoidance, like if we look at my ex-girlfriend, they're people pleasers. They will say yes, they will do things even if they don't want to, because they want to avoid conflict. My ex-girlfriend did this. So if they say, yeah, I will work on myself, we'll make this better, blah, 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 that's fine, but you have to look at their actions. So I always tell men that you can't look at what a woman says. You have to look at what she does. This video applies for both men and women. You have to look at what your partner does, not what he or she says. So if your partner agrees to doing the work on themselves, but a month goes by and they can't show you proof of anything that they're doing, chances are they're likely not doing anything. And then that relationship in the future, I promise you, it will fail, because relationships take two. And then in this case, it's not worth your time to get back with your ex, because that relationship is going to fail again. You are either going to break up with them or they are going to break up with you all over again. And if they're avoidant, chances are they're going to break up with you. And then what hurts worse than the first heartbreak? A fucking second one. And do you really want to go through that? To answer this question again before I wrap the video up, I answered, an ex is an ex for a reason if they did stuff that's malicious, but it's okay to take them back if they prove to you they want you back. And then once you get to that point where it comes time to talking about getting back together, you both have to be doing something to work on your attachment styles, so that way you guys can co-function together. Like if you guys are anxious avoidant, we both want to get to secure. So the avoidant needs to learn how to become closer to the partner, and the anxious partner needs to learn how to give their avoidant partner space, because it's not just going to get better all of a sudden. The anxious person, I had to learn how to give the girls that I talk to space, how to not be needy and insecure. And then the avoidant partners need to learn how to come closer to their partner instead of pushing them away, because these people believe that love hurts, they will get abandoned, and they would rather stay by themselves instead of coming closer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have anything that you want to say about, whether you should take an ex back or not, leave it in the comment section down below, man, so everybody, including myself, can read it. And if you like this video, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, if you're a guy right now watching this that wants help with pickup, dating, a relationship, or anything else you got going on in life, and you want some help, click the link in my description and book a 1-hour coaching call with me and let me help you. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's discuss some steps that you can do to improve your life, and let's make you a better man. With that being said, gentlemen, hey, if you like this video, check out this one right here. You're going to like that one as well. Guys, I will see you in the next one.